This is the biggest steroid loophole in UFC history. Everyone thinks PEDs are banned completely, yet there is the trick. UFC changed the rules for 12 substances that used to be completely banned. But now they are allowed below a certain threshold, and some of them are completely fine. Let's start with pseudoephedrine. This medicine used to get you 9-month ban and 50k fine in 2014. But nowadays it's completely legal if you stay under 150 micrograms per milliliter. That's about 3 pills before your fight. Following with local anesthetics. Lidocaine injections used to be heavily restricted. Now fighters can numb injuries before fights. As long as they don't add vasoconstrictors, it's completely legal. Frankly, I understand why it's legal. You don't want to lose a fight because of small pain. But also, I see 1,000 ways of how this can be abused. Imagine fighting someone who cannot feel pain in their hands. That's the loophole. But wait until you see what's happening with inhalers. This is where it gets crazy. Albuterol is literally a beta-2 agonist. Same family as clenbuterol, which is banned. But what do? They force your airways to relax and expand, letting you suck in way more oxygen than you normally could. It sounds like a cheat, right? But if you take it through an inhaler, it's legal. It's fine up to 1600 micrograms per day. That's approximately 16 puffs. I'm a medical student and nobody needs 16 puffs unless they are dying of asthma. Suddenly, every fighter has the lungs of an 80-year-old chain smoker.
The medical toy?
Yes. Yeah. You saw the proof.
Second zone, let's go.
Continuing with formoterol and salmeterol. These two are even stronger beta-2 agonists. A few years ago, you needed a therapeutic use exemptions. But now, just use an inhaler and you are good. Formoterol especially is long-acting. It stays in your system for 12 hours. The dose limits are so high that fighters can basically use performance-enhancing doses legally. It's not asthma medication, it's legal clenbuterol with extra steps. Now we are entering straight steroid territory. These are literal corticosteroids, the same family as prednisone. The anti-inflammatory effects are so massive that they help with weight cutting and with recovery. They are banned if you inject them, but inhaling them, you know the story. Completely fine. No threshold, no additional rules. Fighters can use nasal sprays and inhalers to get steroids in their system legally. Before we continue, there is the greatest loophole I want to share. If it is legal, it doesn't mean it is safe. This video isn't any advertisement for using PEDs. No way. Even if you don't have legal consequences, every single substance you put in your body might and will have effects on you. The best way is the natural way. I will show it on a cannabis case. We all know weed, though almost 150 million people smoke it annually. Yet it was once banned for potential performance-enhancing effects. And in fact, Nick Diaz received a 5-year ban and was completely excluded from entering the cage.
They deprive me of not just money now, but the right to stand up for not only what I believe in, but for my little brother. I can't even go and help my little brother.
From 2024, it is completely legal and fighters can smoke it before fights if they want. No testing, no limits, no consequences. So what do I want to say? Legal requirements change, but negative effects remain. The next adjustment changes the entire weight cutting game. IV infusions. This is the game changer nobody talks about. IV hydration used to be completely banned because it could mask other drugs. But now you can legally IV up to 100 milliliters every 12 hours. That's 200 milliliters per day. But it's not just water. It's filled with vitamins, minerals and dozens of ions. Enough to make a serious difference in rehydration. Fighters who use this rule have a massive advantage. A famous example is Islam Makhachev, who was spotted with IV mark. Then his manager tweeted, "Any fighter under the UFC can take 2-3 liters of IV," which is just not true and they admitted cheating. Following with another step in the weight cutting revolution, hydrochlorothiazide and torsemide. These diuretics were completely banned as masking agents. Now they are allowed with therapeutic use exceptions that are surprisingly easy to get. Remember that term, it will make a huge difference in a minute. How does it work? Claim high blood pressure, Get a note and you can use powerful diuretics that help you cut weight and potentially mask other substances. There is no public list of fighters with these exceptions, so I will not name them, but check who is cutting the most weight lately. Now let me tell you about clomiphene. This one is still banned, but here's the crazy part. It used to be a career ender. John Jones popped for this. But now fighters who get caught claim tainted supplements and get reduced sentences. The real loophole is microdosing. Take tiny amounts that boost your testosterone but stay under detection limits. It's not legal, but the testing cannot catch it. Multiple fighters are doing this right now.
We all know, absolutely 100%, that people have cheated and taken steroids and got away with it.
Basically, John Jones walked so today's fighters could run.
I have no clue what it is. I don't even know how to pronounce it.
Now, one of the craziest. GW1516. This one scares me as a med student. GM1516 gives insane cardio benefits, but was abandoned by pharma companies because it caused cancer in rats. It's banned, but here's the catch. It's not technically a steroid, so standard tests miss it. Specialized tests are expensive and rarely used. Fighters risk cancer for better cardio and most never get caught. But the nastiest loophole involves military-grade compounds. SARMs, selective androgen receptor modulators, are the wild west of PEDs. Technically banned, but here's the catch. They are sold as research chemicals online. No prescription needed. Ostrin, Ligandrol, RAT 140, you name it. Fighters can order these with a credit card. You cannot buy steroids online, but you can buy research chemicals that just happen to build muscles. That's totally different. When caught, they claim tainted supplements. WADA cannot keep with the new SARMs being developed. And as our biochemistry professor told us, cheaters will always be one step ahead of scientists. But here's the ultimate cheat I hate. Therapeutic use exceptions. Claim ADHD, get Adderall. Claim low testosterone, get TRT, though it is much harder nowadays. But claim asthma, get every inhaler mentioned above. The system is built on trust. Fighters doctor shop until they find someone willing to prescribe the prescription. The only thing fighters collect more than wins is medical diagnosis. Here is the meta loophole nobody discusses. Microdosing. Take any banned substances in amounts just below detection thresholds. Testosterone, EPO, human growth hormone, all undetectable if you know the exact testing cutoffs. Fighters hire former USARA employees as consultants who know exactly how the tests work. It's not technically legal, but it's virtually impossible to catch. It's not cheating if the test cannot see it. That's just science. So, what this means for the sport? As a med student, I see both sides. These substances have legitimate medical uses, but when 50% of fighters suddenly develop asthma, something's wrong. The UFC created a system where being sick is actually an advantage. Asthma gets you legal steroids, ADHD gets you stimulants, high blood pressure gets you diuretics. The healthiest fighters are at a disadvantage against those with the right prescriptions. Luckily, there is a better way to get an unfair advantage, and a legal one. As a med student, I use modern neuroscience to get fighters measurable cognitive improvement, fix their sleep, and eliminate brain fog and soreness. I build the entire plan for you, no guesswork. You wake up with zero stiffness, ready to train, while everyone else is playing pharmacist. If you want a real, sustainable edge without the BS, hit the link in my bio. And if we don't achieve things together, there's a 14-day refund option.